When designing your template, you can take advantage of inserting field codes. For instance, let's say that you need to design a company letterhead. On the first page, you have your letterhead information. If the letter spreads onto a second page, the second page header needs to reflect the person's name that you're sending it to, along with the date the letter was created and a page number. From within Word, we'll go ahead and open up our template. Go ahead and go Backstage and then click on Open. And open up your exercise file. Remember, if you open up the template from within Word, you're actually opening up the template, not creating a document based upon that template. And we want to be sure that we're editing the template itself. Now, let's insert letterhead from the header menu. Go to Insert, Header, and find *EC letterhead and click. Now, if you don't have the exercise files, this won't be here, but you can follow along by typing random text in your header. If you simply insert a header into your document, once you go to the second page, and I'll just insert a page break here so you can see what I'm talking about, the header duplicates itself throughout your document. We don't want that to happen, so to avoid this, you can set up a template that has a second page header so those that are using your template and yourself can avoid having this issue. Let's take a look at how this works. We'll undo all the steps that we've done so far. Click on the down arrow next to Undo and select the 2 actions, or maybe even 1 in your case, that you've done so far. Now, we'll go back to Insert, Header, but this time choose Edit Header down at the very bottom. Now, underneath the options, you do have an option up here at the top to select a different first page. Select that option, and now we're going to insert the letterhead. So click on Insert, Header, and choose the letterhead again, EC letterhead. By the way, this is a really good example of using a template to store information. Remember, the exercise file we are using is a template. I created a letterhead building block and stored it in this exercise file template and the header gallery so it would be available for us. Remember, if you don't have access to the exercise files, just use your own header information to follow along. Only those with access to this template will be able to see the building blocks stored in the template. Now go ahead and close the header by clicking on the X. And in our main document, we need to create a link style called addressee. We'll be able to use this style to refer back to on our second page header. So type in your name and address. So I'll just put in Marianne Siegert. And I'll put my address here at Explorer, California is 1234 Market Street in Ventura, California, and the zip 94123. Now that looks kind of silly because it has spaces in between. So let's select the address and then we'll add a style. Underneath the Change Styles, there's a little box with an arrow pointing down and to the right. And if you click on it, it opens up your Styles pane. Just double click to dock the Styles pane and then click down at the bottom where it says Show Preview. We're going to add a style here called No Spacing. Click on No Spacing. Now that looks a little bit better. Let's select the name, including the paragraph mark afterward. If you don't have your paragraph marks turned on, be sure to click on the Show Hide up here so you can see what you're doing. And we're going to call this style Addressee. It's not there yet. We need to create it. So in our Styles pane, click on the very first icon here that says New Style down at the very bottom. It's in a row of 3. And we'll give our style a name. We're going to name it Addressee. And the style type is going to be linked. It should say linked paragraph and character. Underneath of that, we'll base our style on no spacing. And the style for the following paragraph will also be no spacing. Down at the very bottom, make sure that you check this box that says New Documents based on this template, because we want all of our new documents that are based on this template to have the addressee style available, and click on OK. Now that's storing this style in this template. Speaking of styles, styles are the very foundation of Word. We could and should go on to create other styles to add to all of our templates. But styles are a whole other 3.5-hour course here in the lynda.com library. If you don't know all of the ins and outs of styles, I would highly suggest beefing up on them and including them in all of your templates. For now, Let's just create our style reference field code to include in our template here. We'll go to the developer ribbon, which we went through adding in a previous movie, and we're going to select our addressee name, and then go to controls, and we're going to add the rich text control. And it's the very first icon here. If you hold your mouse over it, it says rich text content control. Click on it, and now we've added our control. We need to do a few other things to this before it will work properly. Let's go to properties and click on the properties button. And the title is going to be addressee. We'll put a tag here for name. And we do want it to use a style to format its content. So put a check in that checkbox. And then click down next to style and select addressee. Underneath of locking, let's lock that down. We don't want anyone to delete this, otherwise our second page header is not going to work correctly. So click on Content Control Cannot Be Deleted, and then click on OK. If this isn't making sense to you yet, it will in just a minute, so hang with me here. Now click after the zip code, and we're going to insert a page break. Press Control Enter on your keyboard. Go to Insert, Header, and click on Edit Header. This should just say Header, which means it's not the first page header. If I go back here to Previous, you'll see that that's where our first page header is and where our letterhead is. I'm just going to click on Next to go back where we were. If it just says Header, that means the general header for the entire document. So this is where we need to be. And what we're going to do is we're going to add some information here. When we go to a second page, we want this to have the addressee's name at the very top. So here's where all of our work is going to come into play. To do that, click on Insert, Quick Parts, Field. We're going to refer to the style reference because it's a reference to the style we created. So find Style Reference, and if you click underneath the field names here, anywhere, just once, and press S for Style, it will take you down to the S's at least, and then find Style Ref. Click on it once, and over on the right, you'll see Style Name. Well, we created a style called Addressee. It's at the top, and it's selected already for us. So make sure it's selected, and then click on OK. And your name should show up. If you press Alt F9 on your keyboard, you can toggle back and forth between the field code and the result of the field code. Underneath of this, on our second page and third page, and however long our letter is, even if it's 10 pages, we want to have another field. So just press Enter. We want our date field here. So let's go back, and we're going to click on Insert, Quick Part, Field, and we want to add the Create Date field, because with letters, if you create a letter to someone and you open it up 3 months from now, we want the date the letter was created, not the date that we opened the letter 3 months later. So we're going to use Create Date. We'll select this format that says March 22nd, 2012 on my computer. Yours should say whatever date it is that you're taking this class right now. Then click on OK. If you toggle Alt F9, you'll see that indeed that is a field code as well. Press Enter again, and we'll put in the page number. Go to Insert, Page Number, Current Position, and let's choose Plain. Okay, we have just a little bit more work to do. So go to Design up here at the top and choose Close Header Footer. We'll remove the address from our main document, but not our name, just the address, and the page break after. Now, it would seem, and I'm also deleting those other paragraph marks, it would seem that we just deleted all of our work we just did, but let's see how that works. We're going to save this as a template to our desktop. So I'm going to go Backstage, Save As. I'm going to save this to my desktop, and we can give it a name. I'll just call it Explorer California Letterhead. Make sure the Save As type is a template. If you think you're going to be adding macros to this, you can also save it as a Word macro-enabled template. Let's go ahead and do that. So select Word macro-enabled template. It's going to our desktop. It's called EC Letterhead, and click Save. Now go ahead and close out of this. Look on the desktop. You should see EC Letterhead. That's your template. Let's use our template. So double click, and it creates a document based on our template. And mine says Marianne Siegert here. Since it's a template and since this is a control box, we can change this to whatever the name of the addressee is. So I'll say that this is Brendan, my beautiful son. And I'll press Control and End, and then press the Enter key. And I would continue to type the rest of the address. So 1234, whatever drive. And then when you get to your second page, let's go ahead and test that out. Press Control and Enter on your keyboard. And there you have it. So now it's today's date. It's got the person at the top and your page number. If I go to page 3 and do Control Enter, you can see that this is page 3. We have our page 2 and our letterhead at the top. Using field codes in your templates can assist not only you, but others in creating robust templates that anticipate problems before they even become a problem and fix the hole in the boat before the water ever starts leaking in. You can have some fun, use your imagination, and kick in the creativity when developing your own custom templates.